सुरू झालं. हा.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is able to hear me, right? Others, do keep your cams on. It's been a long time since we met. Hope the board exams got over. You got barely a 1 week break and we started again. So great. Others, cams on? Ananya, Arya, cams on. Yeah, do keep your cams on. Great. So few things there. First thing, don't worry about writing the notes, right? You'll be getting the PDF end of the session, right? We'll be posting in the group. And the lecture will be anyway recorded. So I'll send you the recording and the notes also. So don't worry writing too much, about the notes. You can put on the main points, right? So focus on listening, understanding, right? And we'll be doing problems. So try to spend more time on problem solving. Getting it? So that is one. Second thing, during the session, anytime you have a doubt, you didn't understand something, please don't hesitate, right? You can just unmute and ask. Right? Just unmute yourself and just ask, sir, what is this? What happened here? Anything that you didn't understand. But I do understand, in case you feel shy, we have our chat box here. There's it. I just typed it here. So I have two of my logins. One is my tab and one is my screen where I'm looking at you right now. So you can message here, whatever you have a doubt. But I would really prefer if you can unmute and ask, right? And if I give you a question and you got an answer, type in the chat box so that let others also try. Getting it? So few things. And during the session, anytime you need to go to washroom or something, just message me, right? Privately, just leave me a message, sir. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Go and come back. That is completely fine. I hope everyone had your dinner. That is important. Don't come to the class empty stomach. After 1 hour, you'll feel so hungry, nothing will go into the head. Getting it? So make sure to eat something before this, right? That is fine. Or if you're eating during the class, that is also fine. Make sure you put it down. Don't show it to everyone that you're eating biryani or something. Like, don't do such things. You can eat silently as long as you're doing the work. It is fine, right? Keep this in mind. So don't hesitate. You have some queries or something, always free to get back to ask. Get back to me. So great. So now what are you going to do? Now in physics, right? The first chapter will start off is basic maths and vectors. Another thing, right? In physics, we need a certain level of mathematics. We really don't need a very high level, right? So we will be doing a bit of trigonometry. Now in maths, they will teach you at a much higher level, but I'll be teaching you only whatever is required for the physics, right? We'll do a bit of a trigonometry, then we will do, a bit of something called Cartesian coordinate systems. And then we'll also talk about, a little bit of something called infinite GP, which we have done in foundation, but I'll repeat it again. And then we'll go for vectors, and then we'll go for something called calculus, which we have differentiation and integration. Now in maths, they will teach you this calculus in 12th standard. By then it will be too late, right? So we need to do at least a certain level. So I think the first 1 month we'll go for our basic maths and vectors, right? So this will be your foundation, the basic thing. So I'll teach you all the maths that is required for 11th and 12th physics. Okay? So let's go ahead with this. So we'll start off with the trigonometry. So in trigonometry, the first thing we are interested is the angles. So if you have a circle, if this is your angle there, this is your arc length. And here, this is your radius. So the angle theta is defined as the arc length by radius. So that is the definition of an angle. Which is S by R. So the arc length S is given by R into theta. Now be careful here. Theta units are in radians. That is your SI unit. What are radians? So pi radians, this is how we represent it. So pi and top of it, we have a small c ka symbol. This is written as pi radians. So pi radians is given as 180 degrees. So 180 degrees is pi radians. So I can write this thing as 1 radian is 180 degrees by pi. It's just a conversion factor, just like 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. You are simply converting this, or 1 degree is pi by 180 radians. So this is just a conversion factor between this. Clear? So example, let's say if I give you 150 degrees, can you tell me how many radians is this? Easy one. You can type in the chat box. 180 degrees is pi radian. So how much is 150 degrees? You can use unitary method. Or you can simply say 150 into 1 radian is nothing but 180 by pi. Wait, 1 degree is pi by 180. 35 is a 33 is a, so that will be 5 pi by 6. Yeah, easy. Just a conversion factor there. How much is this one? 240 degrees. Simple conversion factors. So you can do this orally also. 240 into pi by 180. 64 is a 63 is a, yeah, you can type in the chat box, right? We want others also to try, right? You need to simplify, Ananya. What about this guy? If I give you pi by 18, how much is this in degrees? So I can convert radians into degrees also. 10 degrees, right? Pi radians is 180, and so how much is this guy? 3 pi by 4. Yeah, so pi is 180, so 3 into 180 by 4, so that's 135 degrees. Easy. Basic stuff. So you should know how to convert from radians to degrees and degrees to radians.
So,
all clear with us? Aditi.
I joined a few minutes late. Could you quickly just run me through whatever?
Be on time, everyone. Be on time. It's a waste of time for others, right? So
Yes,
you need
sir,
to
I'm
understand. So there's nothing. What we did, we have a trigonometry there. So we are defining the arc length. S is nothing but we are defining an angle. What is angle in a thing? So arc length by radius. So theta is arc length by radius. So S by R. So S is R theta. Nothing, right? We did that in the foundation also. But okay. So what I was saying is theta, right, should not be in degrees, but theta must be measured in radians. So this is a conversion factor. So pi radians is 180 degrees. So if you send pi that side, 1 radian is 180 by pi, or 1 degree is pi by 180.
Okay,
Clear?
sir.
Yeah.
The rest I got. Thank you.
Yeah. Any doubts on this pitch? Clear, right? Now, example, let me ask you how they'll frame a question on this. Simple one. Let's say we have a circle. Let's say the radius of the circle is 3 meters. And let's say this angle is 120 degrees. So they will ask you find this arc length. So what is this arc length? So just now we derived the formula arc length S is equal to R into theta. So be careful. Don't write theta as 120. That is a mistake. Theta must be in radians. So theta 120 is how much? 2 pi by 3. Just now we converted it. So this should be R is 3 into 2 pi by 3. So this is 2 pi meters. Are you clear? So whenever you're measuring arc length, you should be measuring in terms of theta and radians. Is that understood, everyone? So that is 2 pi meters. So you should not write, 3 into 120. That is the wrong answer. You should convert into radians. Now, if you think about it, tell me one thing. In a full circle, what is the full angle? 360 degrees. And how much is that? 2 pi.
2 pi.
Right. So what is the circumference then? 2 pi into R, na?
Yes, sir.
You're getting it? Isn't that how you get the circumference 2 pi r? So basically it is radius into angle. Angle is 2 pi for a full circle. And you got a full circumference. Is that understood, everyone? There, so that's your concept. Any doubts on this arc length part? Clear? Let's see a question. So there, have a book with you, have a notes, right? So whatever questions I'm giving, give it a try to solve. So this is what we'll do. I'll be teaching you a concept, then we'll take some easy problems, then we'll take some tough problems. We will have a mix of it. Let's do an easy one. So we have a shape like this. So someone took a wire like this. This is your center. So this radius is 10 meters. So you made a semicircle. Starting from A, you went to B, semicircle. Then B to the center C. Then from C here, this circle ka radius was 3 meters. You came to D, you made another semicircle. Then you went from D to E. This is, let's say, 5 meters. Let's make it 10 meters. And let's say this distance is 2 meters. This is point F. Are you getting how is the wire? So you took a wire and you bent it into a semicircle. So one semicircle, one straight line, one semicircle, one straight line, one straight line. Able to visualize how is the whole figure? This is the whole shape here. Find the total length of the wire. So a wire is bent from A, B, C, D, E, F as shown. Find the length of the wire. No need to write the question. Start solving the question. You'll get the PDF. Focus only on solving and understanding as much as you can. Don't waste your time writing a question. I know my handwriting is not that great, but that's okay. As long as you understand. Let's get this. Anyone not convinced with the question, not clear with the diagram, please ask me. Remember, if you didn't understand the question, it is my fault. If you don't know how to do, that is okay. We will do it together. But question must be clear. Simple geometry, just find the length of the wire. Get this, you got 2 minutes. Someone got an answer, you can type here in the chat box. Let others also give it a try. Everyone should try. It's okay if you're not getting an answer. That is completely fine, not getting an answer, but you should give your best effort. So A to B circle ka radius is 10, C to D circle ka radius is 3. We have 3 straight lines and 2 semicircles. Twenty-one pi plus 10. You got such a nice answer. Could be. I was expecting there'll be a root, Gaurav. I'm expecting, I could be wrong. But anyway, we have one answer. So anyone else? Not sure whether it is right or wrong, but we have one answer. Anyone else? Samyak, we got something root 320 plus 10 plus 13 pi. Samyak got 13. Arya, Samyak, both of you have a difference of 10 in the answer. So one of you is definitely wrong. Samyak got plus 20. Arya got plus 10. Huh. Okay, let's see.
Sir, it's plus 20. Sorry.
Yeah, let's see. There, see, I will split the whole diagram into pieces so that we can get a better understanding. So first we have a semicircle from A to B. What is the length? This radius is 10 meters. So what is the length of half circumference? Pi r, right? 2 pi r ka half. So that will be pi into r, which is 10 pi. Then we have one straight line, B to C, which is 10 meters, right? Then we have one small chota circle from C to D. I'm splitting into as many small pieces as possible. This is 3 meters. This is another semicircle. Again, pi into r, which is 3 pi. Then we have one straight line going from D to E. This is another 10 meters. Then we have a line like this. Now you can clearly see from geometry here, if you drop a perpendicular here, that's a right angle triangle, isn't it? So from E to F, if you drop a perpendicular onto this line, now see, this is 2 meter, this is 10 meter. So this balance is 8 meters. So you want this length, right? How much is this? This is 10 and this is diameter, na 6.
16.
This is 16 meters. So using Pythagoras theorem, this is root over 8 square plus 16 square. Is that understood, everyone? And how much is that? You can take out 8 common there and that will be 8 root 5. That's 8 root 5. There. So you get the total length. So your total length will be 10 pi plus 10 plus 3 pi
Plus 10.
plus 10 plus 8 root 5. 13 pi plus 20 plus 8 root 5 meters. There, that's your answer. Any doubts on this? All we did is just basic geometry. We didn't use anything hi-fi, concepts here. Any doubts on any particular part here? A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, F, anything that you didn't understand, please ask. All got this? Clear, na, Yashvi? Yashvi, clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Ishman? Clear. Ananya? Clear. Advait, Aditi, got this? Great. Next one. Let's say we have a cube. Remember, I taught you only one concept. S is r theta. I didn't teach you anything else. So we have a cube here. Let's say side 2 meters. So we have A, B, C, and D. Now you started rolling this cube, meaning what? This is what you started doing. So you started rolling this cube. So A, B, C, D. So this cube started, becoming like this. So you're rolling it like this. So this was A, this was B, this was C, and that was D. So after some time, what would happen? The cube will fall here. So this will be D, this will be A, this will be B, this will be C. Then again, you rolled it. You getting how the picture looks? Then the cube becomes like this. You're getting it? So you're rolling the cube continuously like this till the cube comes back to the same place. Again, if you roll this, eventually you'll come back to the same place. So the question is, find the distance traveled by point A in one rotation or one revolution. So if you roll this cube, let me say like this, square is rolled on a floor without slipping. Find the distance. Yeah, you can start doing, the question. Find distance traveled by A in one revolution. Means I want the block to come back in the same orientation, ABCD. Find distance traveled by A in one revolution. So this cube is rotating like this. Cube is rotating like this. And again, this cube will rotate again like this, so and so on. The diagram is clear, right? No, Ishman, that is wrong. You must have done this. You must have played sometime with something like this. So what is the distance traveled by this point A? Think. You got 2 minutes. No, Devanshi, that is not the right answer. Ishman, that is not right. Gaurav, that is not right. You guys are forgetting something. No, Samyak, not the answer. Arya, not the answer. Advait, not the answer. You guys are goofing up something. You guys are messing up something. Think properly. Something changes. It's not the same. When you rotate this 4 times, right? All 4 times are not identical. Something happens. Think. Take your time. Shreyan's wrong. Think about it. Don't worry about the answer. It's okay to get a wrong answer. Fine. Completely fine. Your job is simple. Try to learn as much as you can. If there are 5 steps in a problem, at least try to figure out 1 or 2. If you can't figure out that is also okay, but keep thinking. That is the whole point. Within 2 to 3 months, you will think this is normal. Not your fault. In schools, we never made, they never gave us a chance to think. Everything used to come from the textbook. You will get a root also in the answer. That I'll give you a thing. Matlab. So Arya, did you forget to put a root, or maybe did you type the answer? 2 pi plus 3 pi by 2. Can you tell me how is the path of A actually? When this A is rotating, what kind of path is it taking? Look at the first one.
Kind of half circles and quarter circles.
Yeah, so if this was A and B and C and D, it was always taking. So when this guy is rotating, this is what is happening. See, when this cube rotates and comes here, this position will be D only. So D won't move. This guy will become A, this guy will become B, and this guy will become C. Agreed? So A has gone from here to here, right? Isn't that how A traveled? And what is this? This is a circle, right? It's a quarter circle. And what is the radius of this circle? The radius of the circle is this distance, which is 2 meters. Is that making sense, everyone? So this A is actually going in a circle like this when you're rotating it. How much is that for a quarter circle? 1/4 of 2 pi r, or pi r by 2, which is pi meters. Is that understood? Now again, when you rotate, now see, this is where the catch is. Now when you rotate, something happens here. Now you're rotating about point C. This is A and this is B. Now when you rotate this cube will become like this. So this guy will become D, this guy will become A, and this guy will become B. Now A is going in a circle of what radius? The radius of the circle has changed, isn't it? Now the diagonal becomes the radius, which is how much? A root 2 or 2 root 2? Now it is going in a circle like this. Are you getting the difference? So initially the radius was 2 meters. Now the radius was 2 root 2 meters. The radius has changed. I think most of you didn't take that into consideration. You took all the radiuses are same. And what is this angle? This is 45. This is 45. It is still 90 degrees. So it is a quarter circle of radius 2 root 2. So what is this length again? Pi r by 2, which is pi 2 root 2 by 2, which is root 2 pi. I hope the picture is clear, everyone. So every time the point A goes in a circle, first time the radius is 2, second time the radius is the diagonal. Now again, when you rotate this, now you'll rotate about B, C, D, and A. This guy becomes like this. So this point becomes C, this guy becomes D, and this guy becomes A. A is again going in a circle, but this time again radius becomes 2 meters and 90 degrees. So this is again pi. The last rotation, nothing happens. The last rotation, A will be at the same place. So A, B, C, D. So when you rotate here, so in the fourth rotation, A will not travel anything. So this will be A, this will be B, this will be C, and this will be D. You have come back to the same place. So what's the total distance? The total distance initially you traveled pi, then you traveled root 2 pi, then you traveled again a pi. So there, so pi is 2 plus root 2. Check. That's it. So the mistake was you forgot the second time it will go in a circle of, 2 root 2. It's a diagonal. Clear, everyone? Everyone got this?
Yes, sir.
So a better question would be this. I'll give you this as a homework. You guys try this. What if instead of a square, we have a hexagon? Same question. Instead of rotating a cube, right? We are rotating a regular hexagon. So a regular hexagon, the side is A. So A, B, C, D, E, F. Same story. If you rotate this hexagon, you have to rotate it 6 times. Find distance traveled by A in 1 revolution. This will be your homework. You can give it a try. We will discuss in the next class. There, I taught you for a square. I'm giving you something a little higher. Now, for people who don't know what is a regular hexagon, all sides are equal. I'll give you a little bit of a properties of that. You should definitely remember regular hexagon ka things. So a regular hexagon, right, is nothing but it is made of 6 equilateral triangles. So each one is an equilateral triangle, 60, 60, and 60. So all the sides will be equal. If this is A, this is A, this is A. So all the distances from the center are equal. All the sides are equal. And if I take this point here, A, B, C, D, E, and F, A to E will be root 3A. You can try to figure out how is that. So you will need this thing. A to D will be 2A. You should definitely know something about this hexagon. This much you should know. You could have derived that anyway. But got the point? This will be homework question. You can give it a try. Similar to the cube, but yeah, little more complex. Let's see one more. Any doubts on this question? Question is clear, everyone? Perfect. Next one. Third. This is a top view, meaning you're seeing this from the top of a, let's say this is on a table or something. We got a fixed square or a fixed cube. Let's say side is 2 meters. Now what you did, you took a long string here whose length is, let's say, 15 meters. And then what you did, you projected this with some speed u. Remember, you're seeing this on a top view. So this is on a smooth table. Basically, this whole setup is on a smooth table. Then what do you think will happen? This guy will go here till here. And then what will happen? This part string will get stuck. Now this will rotate like this. Na? You're getting it every time it hits, the string will get stuck like this. Then it will hit here, the string will get stuck like this. It will hit here, string will get stuck like this. You're getting how will it rotate around the cube? Every time it makes a revolution, it will hit the thing and the string will get stuck. Find the total distance traveled by the particle. And if I have to show you a picture, it would kind of look like this. So when it comes from here to here, the string will become like this now. So using this point as a circle, now it will rotate like this. When it comes here, the string will get stuck here. Now it will go with this as a circle, it will rotate in a circle. Then this will get stuck here. So using this as a radius, it will go in a circle. You're getting how it goes? Every time it rotates around the cube, the radius is decreasing. So the string wraps around the square. This is the square. Find the distance traveled by the particle. And again, remember, I just taught you only one formula. This is called r theta. I'm not teaching you anything new. All three questions are based on this. I hope the diagram is clear, everyone. Everyone is able to visualize the diagram, isn't it? Find the distance traveled by the particle. (28 pi). Okay, we have one answer. Not sure whether it is right. Anyone else? 65 pi by 2. We have two different answers. 24 pi. We have three different answers. At least two of you are wrong. You have two 24s. Think. I'll give you a minute more. We have 32 pi now. We have four different answers. We have 28. We have 65 by 2. We have two 24s, 132, 164. We have three 24s. Hope everyone realized the last circle will be only 1 meter. Yeah, four 24s. Okay, let's see. And you can guess this pretty fast. So one thing is clear. Every time you hit a thing, the radius becomes less by 2 meters. So initially, when you're here, the length is 15 meters. You go a quarter circle. So you're going a quarter circle here. So this distance will be 15. So what is the quarter circle circumference? Pi r by 2, right? 2 pi r by 4. So pi r by 2, and here r is 15. Now next circle will be what? So now the string will be like this. It is fixed here. So this point will be the new center. So using this as a thing, now the length will become 13 meters, and now we are going in a new circle like this. This guy will be again pi r by 2, right? Now this will be pi into 13 by 2. Now the next circle, right, will be going in a smaller circle here, where now this radius will be 11 meters. You can see the sequence by now. Every time the radius decreases by 2 meters. So now the string becomes like this. Again, that's another quarter circle. Now, by doing this, you can actually make a sequence. So the distance will be, I can simply say pi into 15 by 2 plus pi into 13 by 2, right? Pi into 11 by 2, so on. The last circle will be how much? Pi by 2 into 1 meter, right? So I can just take out pi by 2 common. And you're getting just odd numbers here, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, and 1. Make sense? How much is that? 1, 3, 4, 5, 10, 16, 25, 25, 15, 40, 53, 54, 64, 32 pi, yeah? Yeah. So can you tell me where will this thing hit finally? This will collide where eventually? If every time you reduce 2 meters, you will do 7 quarter revolutions, isn't it?
Sir, should we consider one also?
I did, na? Last one to consider hoga, na? So this is, see, this is the first part, 2 meters you go on, then 2 meters, then 2, then so every revolution you lose how much? 8 meters. The second time you will lose again 2 meters. 2 meters.
Okay, sir, understood.
2 meters. So how much you lost till now? 14 meters, right? So the last circle will start here. You have only 1 meter ka string, so you will go and hit somewhere in the middle, isn't it? This is where it will collide. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So the collision will happen here. The last collision will happen here. So it will rotate, 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 and hit there. Yeah, 32 pi. Check it out. I think that is right. But make sense? So you're making a quarter revolution every time, but that quarter revolution ka radius is decreasing by 2 meters every time. That is the only catch. Is this understood, everyone? How did you guys get so many 24s, right? What did you guys forget? 4 people got 24s. One thing is for sure, all of you can't copy, so all of you did some same mistake. Clear with us? There, that's a little bit of what the arc length. So you can see, you can keep playing, you can keep creating more varieties, but this is how it is expected. So unlike school, right, no one is going to ask you, this is the formula, this is the number, put there and give me the answer. Now tell me, in all 3 questions, did I teach you anything other than arc length? But did you see how the questions are framed? The first was still easy. The second was you had to think, and third was also you had to think. And this is how it is expected. Great. Let's go ahead. So then, again, this you learned in school. If you take a right angle triangle, and if this is theta, the side opposite to the theta is the opposite side. This is your adjacent side, and this is your hypotenuse. So few results which you should definitely know. So sine theta is your opposite side by hypotenuse, which is also equal to 1 by cosecant theta. Adjacent side by hypotenuse, 1 by sec theta. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent side, which is 1 by cot theta. Then we also have the identity sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. Standard stuff, right? Other than this, we have some important results. Sine 2 theta. Now you'll learn this in max, sine a plus b and all that stuff. We are not interested. It comes rarely, but this will come a lot. Sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta. Just to give an example, if you have something like sine 60 degrees, I can write this thing as sine 2 times 30 degrees. So basically a becomes 30. So that's how you can split it. So basically this is 2 sine 30 cos 30. Hope everyone knows the result. Sine 30 is half. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. There you can see sin 60 is root 3 by 2. Yeah, no one is going to ask you like this. I just wanted to show you. But I'm more interested in this. Sin 2 theta can be split into 2 sin theta cos theta. Keep that in mind. Quite useful. Like I said, in max, right, we don't care how we got this. We are only interested in applications. We are going to get this in physics. We are going to use it. The second one, if you ask me, this is the most important one. You can write cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. This will come in at least 10 to 12 chapters. It will keep popping up everywhere. It will starting from integration. Sin square theta is 1 minus cos 2 theta. I think yesterday only I was scolding your seniors. They didn't remember this. And we are doing like what? 15 chapter. And this thing popped up there. So cos 2 theta can be also written as same thing. You're just manipulating it. Cos square theta minus sin square theta. I mean, if they teach you in max, all this will look like a joke. But yeah, we need this for physics. There, these two are the most important ones. You should definitely remember them. Don't forget them. There, these are few of the results you should know. Clear, everyone? All this stuff I'm pretty sure you learned in school. Like I said, don't worry about writing. If you don't know something, write it down. I think you can write down these things in the red box if you want. Anyways, you'll be getting the booklets by next week. In the booklets, we have all this stuff. Clear? The next thing. We also have this result. It does come once in a while. Tan A plus B is tan A plus tan B. 1 minus tan A tan B. Pretty rare. Maybe one comes once or twice. So just know that thing. And you need to know that remember the results for all these things. So this is the table which you should definitely mug up all these results. Zero, 30, 37, 45, 53, 60, 90, 120, 135, 150 is missing. There's a 150 also. 150 is 5 pi by 6. Sine 150 is that is half. Minus root 3 by 2 and minus 1 by root 3. So if you see there are two new values that you're seeing here, 37 and 53. It's not because these numbers are special or something. You get actually a decent triangle. If you make a right angle triangle of 3, 4, 5, the angles are good. That's why we use 37 and 53. That's it. It's not like 37 is some super special number or something. So this is 37 and this is 53. Sine 37, opposite side by hypotenuse. Cos 37, 4 by 5. Sine 53, 4 by 5. So 37 and 53, we give a little importance because the numbers look good. This much values you should know. 0, 30, 37, 45, 53, 60, 90, 120, 135, 150, 180. Clear, everyone?
Sir,
Yeah.
can I ask a doubt?
Ask now.
Sir, is it like these angles are roughly 37 or is it accurately 37?
Not accurately 37. It is still there's a small error, but for physics purposes, we are okay.
Yeah, okay.
See, in max now you can have accuracy. In physics, what happens now? Actually, GK value is 9.81. We take it as 10. So physics people, right? We do that kind of approximation. So it works for us. Let max people take care about accuracy. It's not exactly 3 by 5, yeah, but close to. Clear with this? Remember the results. And other than this, we also have a few properties of a triangle. So if you have two triangles here, if the opposite side is A and this angle is A, if this is B, this angle is capital B, and if this is C, this angle is capital C. So see how we got the sides. So in front of B, we have a small b. In front of capital A, we have small a. So that is how you get the angles. And then we have sine rule. Again, how did we get this? Proofs, let max people take care. We are only interested in the results. So this gives you the length of the side by the opposite angle ka sine function. A by sine A is B by sine B is equal to C by sine C. Then we also have cosine rule. So this is useful whenever you need to find the sides or when angles are given. The cosine rule says cos A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square. This is pretty useful when you have only sides and you need to find angles. See, every time there's no guarantee you'll get a right angle triangle or an equilateral triangle. So cos B will be A square plus C square minus B square by 2AC. Cos C is A square plus B square minus C square. There, this much trigonometry we need. In max, they will take a month to teach you everything. Like I said, we are not a max class. We'll not go to that depth. We'll be just taking care of the things we need. We are more interested in applications. Have a look at this.
So basically, if we don't know the angles, we just assume.
This is a good thing, na? For example, Dekho, if I give you something like this, 6, 7, and let's say if I give you something like 5. And if I ask you what is this angle, what will you do? Right? There is no way to find this thing, right? It's not a right angle triangle. I can't use sine theta, opposite, adjacent. I can't do anything. Cosine rule will help you. So I can take this as A. So this will be small a, this will be B, and this will be small c. Put it in the formula, you'll get cos A. You won't get any standard angle, but you'll get something. Clear? All clear with this? Great. Let's see a question. So we have a pulley here. We got a block here. This we have done in the foundation. Some of you will know, but anyways, we'll do it again because most of you are not there. So we have a person here holding the string. This is point A. This angle is 30 degrees. Right? So there is a pulley there and there is a block and man is holding the string. Now this man started walking front and he reached some point here. Let this distance be 10 meters. And then what happened in this process? Do you think the block will remain at rest? If you catch the string and walk, we know the block will come down a bit. And in this process, the angle became 60 degrees. So the man is holding one end of a string and is walking from A to B 10 meters. In this process, the block will come down. Find the distance moved by the block. Man walks from A to B, holding one end of a string. And the other end is connected to a block over a pulley. Find the distance moved by the block. What is the initial height of the block? We don't know. Nothing is given. We only know two things. The angle became from 30 to 60 and AB ka length is 10 meters. This much information we have and you need to find, basically what I'm asking you is, I'm asking you what is this distance here, X? How much did the block come down? Anyone didn't get the scenario of the diagram, please ask me. The question must be clear.
Did the block touch the ground or is it like
Ignore that. Let's say it doesn't touch the ground. It is in air. If you're worried about that, then I can remove the ground there. And they're happy. There's no ground. How do we do this? People who are in the foundation, you guys forgot. We did this thing. I can understand. The board exams must have wiped out all the memory before. Now understand, physics is not maths. Physics is figuring out what is happening, then maths will come and help you to solve the problem. Both are different. So first think about what is happening. Think, I'll give you a minute more, then I'll explain you what is happening, then I'll give you another minute to solve. But how do you know what is that initial height, right? That is not given, no? You can't give an answer in terms of a variable. Chalo, I'll explain you something. Listen. For example, just a random example. Let's say this length is 20 meters. Let's say 20 meters. When the man goes from here, let's say this length became 15 meters. My question is, if initially it was 20 and finally it is 15, baki 5 meters kahan pe gaya?
On the block which came down.
Is that logic making sense? If you had 20 initially and finally you had 15, what happened to the remaining 5? It should go somewhere, right? And where can it go? The only one who can take this is the block, isn't it? Does that make sense? That is the physics part. Now it is your job to figure out this length and this length. Now that is where Max will come to help you out. So if I know these two lengths, my job is done, isn't it? So if I have to write this, this is how it will be there. If I take this point as P, so the distance moved by the block. So figuring out this part is the physics. Then calculating Max will come. So distance moved by block is nothing but the difference in length of the string from man to the pulley. So in our case, it is AP minus BP. This is what I'm asking. So if you can find AP and BP, my job's done. So writing this statement is physics. Solving this, Max will come. But is that logic making sense, everyone? Initially you had length AP, finally the length became BP. So the string was lost. So the string must have gone somewhere. So where did it go? The only one who can take that string is the block. There, that is how you argue with the statement. And then you go to calculate AP and BP. Now let's try to calculate that. Let's focus, everyone. Keep it dry. Shreyan, sit straight. Don't put your hand on the head. Body will think it is time to sleep. Otherwise, I can't see you. Adjust your camera a bit. Make sure your faces are visible on the screen, everyone. How do you find AP? How do you find BP? You can use right angle triangle, Pythagoras, you can use sine rule. There are a lot of things that I have. You have enough weapons now to figure out the distances. One brute force, right? What you can do, which you must have done in school, is this. Let this height be h, let this distance be x. So this is one right angle triangle, this is one right angle triangle. Find h and x, and from there you can find that. So that is one way to do. That is too long, but it works. Pratyasha, you got 20 by 3, root 3 minus 1. Let's see. I'm not sure. Root 3 minus 1 is okay. 20 by 3, I'm not sure. We need to check. Look at this triangle. This is A, this is B, and this is P. This angle is 30 degrees. This angle is 60 degrees. So what is this angle here inside? 120. If that is 120, what is the total angle in a triangle? This is 30. Isn't this an isosceles triangle? That means if A to B is 10 meters, then B to C, B to P is also 10 meters. There, I already got one of the value. Makes sense? It's an isosceles triangle. Then I can use sine rule. So let this be AP. Remember what is sine rule? The distance by the angle in front of it, the ratio must be same. So we are using sine rule, which is AP by sine 120 must be equal to take any other angle, 30, that is BP by sine 30. So AP I don't know. BP is 10. This is sine 120, which is root 3 by 2. And this is sine 30, which is 1 by 2, which is 10 root 3. We are done. So AP minus BP is 10 root 3 minus 10. So yeah, that's your answer. Take out 10 common, you'll get root 3 minus 1. If you use sine rule, you'll get it pretty fast. I can write, if you want, I write the third side also. This will be AB by sine 30. So you take any particular side and divide by the opposite sine of that angle. Clear, everyone? So mathematical techniques, right, will save you time from calculation. So, but there are 2 to 3 ways of doing this. But, you know what is the other way of doing it? From here, because it's an isosceles triangle, drop a perpendicular bisector. Then this angle will be 60. This angle will be 60. Now it has become a right angle triangle. Then this is 10, right? So this opposite side will be 10 sine 60. This will be 10 sine 60. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. You'll get 10 root 3. That is another way to do. You can drop a perpendicular and solve. You can make a triangle and solve. You can use, mathematics, right? You can do anything. But the main important thing is figuring out that AP minus BP is the distance. Is this understood, everyone? Yeah. The figuring out part is the thing. See, in an exam, right, per question you have around 3 minutes. People generally spend around a minute to understand, right? 1 to 1.5 minutes to understand and takes another 1.5 minutes to solve. So it's okay. Is this clear, everyone? Any doubts on this? Anyone not convinced with the solution? Anything you're not okay with this? Please ask me. Clear, na, Ananya? Yashvi? Ovia, clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Am I pronouncing your name right? Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Devanshi? Advai? Samyak? Tanishka? Clear. Next one. Let's see an advanced question. अभी तक advanced किया नहीं. These all are just starters. कभी गया, when you go for a restaurant or something, they'll give papad and all that stuff, something of that sort. You really can't do high-level advanced questions in this chapter, but let's see few at least a little higher level. This also I think we did in the foundation, but you guys have forgot, so let's revise it. We got a cone, right? We got a cone of length L. This is the slanting length. I can give you values, but it is always preferable if you can do it in variables. And we have a radius R. So at this corner, point A, we have an ant. So we have an ant in the corner. So what this ant does, so ant started walking on the cone. It went round the cone and came back to the point A. Are you able to visualize what the ant did? It started walking on the outer surface of the cone and then walks and comes back to the initial point A. Now, this ant can do this in infinite ways, isn't it? The ant can go like this, the ant can go like this, the ant can go like this, like this, like this. So there are infinite paths. The ant can go around the cone in infinite ways and come back. Now, among all of them, there is one shortest path. Find the shortest path. An ant goes around the cone and comes back to point A. Right? So find the shortest length. So basically, there are infinite ways to do this. But among all the infinite paths, there is only one shortest path. So the ant is starting from here. See, the ant could have gone on to this also, right? This is also a possibility. You can go on the circumference. You could have gone like this. You could have gone like this. You could have gone like this. You could have even gone straight and come back on the same line. There are infinite ways you can do this. But among all these paths, there's only one path which has the shortest distance. Is the question making sense? For the first time in your life, you're getting angry on an ant. How do we do this? Anyone didn't get the question, please ask me. You started at one corner of a cone, you went around and you came back. Let's do one thing. Let's take a small 5-minute break. Then we'll start again. I know normally I don't give a break for 2 hour class, but normally for 2.5 hour class, we have a break. Take a small
Sir, is
5-minute
it
break.
L by 2, sir?
No, that is not the answer. So take a 5-minute break. It is 9:33. Come back by 9:38. You can switch off your cams. Go take a washroom break or something. Come back in 5 minutes. You'll be fresh. Then you can think better. Now, if you're not eating something, eat something. Come back in 5 minutes. We'll have a small washroom break. Any doubt so far, you can ask. I'm there. Or you can just switch off your cam, go, at least go outside and look at the sky. It will help you, or else your eyes will be strained. Go away from the screen. Go look
Excuse me,
outside.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I got that we have to make it perpendicular, but I'm not getting how to find the like the path.
think. I'm there now. I'll tell you where am I running away.
Do we have to use like trigonometry or it's like
Trigonometry तो
completely
लगेगा ही ना. थोड़ा trigonometry तो
completely
लगेगा. Not
out of the
completely.
stadium?
Chalo, think about it. I should not give you so many hints in the beginning. Try. Where am I running away? I'll tell you anyway in 10 minutes. Go, take a break. Come back by 9:38, everyone. Go away from the screen. At least go look outside for a minute and come back. It will help you. Prashant, go take a walk and come back. Don't sit in front of the screen.
Sir, I just came from out.
Chalo, theek hai then. Shaunak, you got this. So if you got this, na, Shaunak, do this thing. Let's say we have a point here, B, which is a midpoint. Pratyasha, you also got it. So then let's do this thing. Let's say if the ant goes and comes to B. People who got the answer, find this one. So that will be a homework question. Minimum distance if ant goes from A to B. Chalo everyone, to join games. Let's see how to solve. I'll give you 2 minutes. Think about this. I think some of you got the answer because we did this in the foundation. So people who have got this already, then can you do for A to B? If the ant is not coming back to the point A, but it is going to the point B, which is the midpoint of the slanting length. Others camps on? Samyak, Pratyasha, Shaunak, yeah, you all got it. Otherwise, that is wrong. Think. Take a minute, then I'll help you out. Listen, the problem, you know what? In this thing, the issue we are facing is because this is a 3-dimensional structure and our ant is going in 3D, it looks confusing actually. Because in school, right, what did we study? The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. In a plane, that is a word. If you take a flat surface, then the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But now suddenly my line is actually becoming like a curve and I'm not understanding what to do. So if I know my surface is flat, my job will be easy. So let's make it flat. So listen, everyone, this is the idea. Whenever you handle these kind of problems, you need to convert a 3D structure into a 2D structure. That is a main theme in this kind of problems. So if you take a scissor, point A, and if you take a scissor here and cut it. Remember, it's a hollow cone, so you can just cut it. And if you open this, can you tell me what kind of shape will you get? If you cut a cone and open, what kind of shape you think will you get?
Like a pizza kind of shape.
Yeah, you will get like a pizza kind of shape. It's a sector. There's a technical name, but it looks like a pizza ka slice. Isn't that how it looks? You might ask, sir, how do you know you'll get this kind of shape? Simple thing. See, if I take different points on this circumference, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So from this vertex, when you draw these lines, isn't all these distances equal? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these distances are equal. So it is forming a circle, isn't it? So from a point, if all the points are equidistant, then they must lie on a circle. Is that making sense? So what you get is a sector. So when you cut open this, you get a sector. So if you open a cone, you get a sector. Great. Now, when you cut this point is A. Can you tell me what is this point? Isn't that also A? Now, again, get back to the question. What was the question asked? Find the minimum distance traveled if you go from point A to back to the point A. That means how will you draw that in the picture? Now you tell me, what is the shortest distance between 2 points? A straight line.
Straight line.
Is that making sense? So on a flat surface, it is a straight line, but when you make it a cone, it becomes a curve. Is this understood, everyone? Is that clear, Arya?
Yeah.
Got the logic there? So this is the main idea there. End of the day, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But if you give me a 3D structure, I don't know how to draw a straight line. So I'll cut it open, I'll make it a flat surface, then I'll draw a straight line. And if you fold it, I'll get a curve. So can you tell me what is this length here, this circumference here, this green line? Isn't it the same as this line here?
2 pi r.
So this green thing will be 2 pi r. This is length L, this is length L. So this angle is theta. Today only we studied the first thing, arc length is nothing but L into theta. So we have arc length S is equal to R theta. So S is 2 pi r. Right, so we can get 2 pi r is equal to L into theta. There we got that angle also theta, which is 2 pi r by L. This is an isosceles triangle. If you take this point here, OAA, it is an isosceles triangle. From here, if you drop a perpendicular bisector, this angle will be theta by 2. This angle will be theta by 2. Let's call this point some D. You're done. So if the triangle AOD sine theta by 2 will be the opposite side, which is AD, by hypotenuse OA. So we get AD is equal to L into sine theta by 2. You want the minimum distance, that is AA, which is 2AD, which is 2L sine theta by 2. But what is theta by 2? Theta by 2 is pi r by L. Therefore, your minimum distance will be AA, which is 2L sine pi r by L. If R and L ka values are given, I can substitute, I'll get a number, but yeah, this is how they're expected to answer it. Is this clear, everyone, what we did? So the main idea was that you can open this cone into a flat surface. That was the main theme. Is this understood, everyone? And second thing, you should know that when you cut open a cone, you'll get a sector. Once you get a sector, I need to find this angle. I know the sides, then I'll get this thing because it's an isosceles triangle. Now, again, I'll tell you one thing. Please don't worry if you think like, how will we think about this problem? The point is, now you have seen it, right? So next time if you get something similar like this, don't mess it up. See, I'll tell you one thing. If I give you 10 questions and if you get all the 10 questions, what does it mean? I'm not teaching you anything new. You're not learning anything. That is the meaning of it. You should not be happy about that you're getting all the questions. If you get all the questions, meaning you're learning nothing new, right? So it's okay if you don't get questions. And trust me on that. In the class, my job is to make sure you don't get anything in the class. I want you to learn new things and understand different models. You want to prove yourself, don't worry. With the next 2 weeks, we'll start exams. Every week there'll be an exam. You can prove it there. Clear with this? So there, I gave you homework question. Point B, idea is similar. Now you try this thing. That is how you learn. So don't think like, yeah, sir taught something, I didn't get it. But did you understand after explaining? That is more important. So now you go back and try again, and that's how it works. L by 2, you got such a good number. So try that thing as a homework question. Clear with this? Great. Let's see. So there you can see how trigonometry is a thing we are applying. No one will ask you what is tan 60, cos 60 and all. The questions will be like this. We use sines and causes, but this is how it will be framed. Clear, everyone? Great. Let's see one more simple one and then we'll go ahead. So we have a pulley here. We have a block here. Let's call this block A and let's call this block B. So let's keep it like this. Let's say this is block A and this is block B. Better. This distance is 10 meters. This angle is 30 degrees. The ground floor is smooth. So what will happen? B will slide, right? So B will slide from here, will go and hit the wall. So in this process, block A will come down. Find the distance moved by block A when B hits the wall. So B hits the wall and stops. So block B slides on the floor because it is smooth. There's no one to stop you. Find distance moved by block A. So this is a simpler version of question 4. And these kind of questions, right, you will encounter them in work power energy. That's our 4th chapter from now, 4th or 5th chapter. Is the diagram clear? So we have a block A, block B connected over 2 pulleys. So B is on a smooth floor and A, there is a gravity. So A comes down, B goes to the left. So B goes and hits the wall and stops. How much distance did block A move? Okay, we have one answer. Others, try. I'll give you a minute more. You're right, Samyak. Ronak, you are right. Vanshika, no, that's not the answer. You have two right answers. Trishi, that is right. Again, remember, these kind of problems, what is the concept? The difference in length of the string is the distance moved by the block. That was the concept. So now you ask yourself here, when this block comes and hits here, the block will be hitting here. The string will become like this, isn't it? So what is the distance moved by the block? This length minus this length, isn't it?
Sir, no sound is coming. Is there any issue?
Others are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Aaron is able to hear me, right? Can you just check or just log out and come back again, see what went wrong? Because I think everyone else can hear, so from my side it should be fine then. But did you get this concept here now? So this length and this length cut difference must be the distance moved to the block. That's what we did. There, now you'll get it. Get it? I'll give it in 20, 30 seconds. It should be a bit tough. Just a simple triangle. Are you able to hear me now, Ray? I don't. Who said they couldn't hear? I think they can't hear me now. So, Srihari. Srihari. Just rejoin again and see. Show you? Then yeah, that is right of you. Oh yeah, that is right. Arya, 10 by root 3 is the answer. If you got it, you're right. Let's see. So this block here will come here. Hits this thing here, and then this block comes down here. So let's call this point as B. Let's call this point as C. So ABC is a right angle triangle. So we can find sine 30 will be the opposite side, which is, you don't need sine 30, I'll use tan 30. Tan 30 will be opposite side, which is BC by, I'm already using B here. Let's call this D. CD by BD. So I need to find CD. This is 10. So CD will be 10 by root 3. Tan 30 is 10 by root 3, everyone. Similarly, I'll use cos 30. Cos 30 will be adjacent side, BD by BC. So I need BC here. So BD will be 10 by cos 30 is root 3 by 2, which is 20 by root 3. There. So the distance moved by the block is nothing but the difference in length of the string, that is BC minus CD. That's 20 by root 3 minus 10 by root 3. 10 by root 3 meters. Easy? No, the concept is the same thing there. So it's simply the difference in length of the string. Is this clear, everyone? There, see, we use trigonometry, tan 30, cos 30, but this is how they'll ask a question. No one is going to ask you the direct values of tan and cos. Everyone clear with this? The next thing. Now, this is a little different concept. It's an infinite GP. We have done this before in foundation. We're doing it again. So those who forgot, please listen carefully. Others also should listen. So we have something called progressions in max. You have arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progressions. We'll not get into all that stuff, right? We are only interested in this one particular thing. Max people will take care of it. So what is this? So if you have a sequence like this, a comma a into r power 1 comma a into r square, and right, so on, right, till a into r power n. So that's a sequence there. So up to infinity. So for r less than 1, for any sequence like this, Example 1, half, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 2 cube, and so on. You can see how the sequence is. So if you get any sequence like this is called an infinite GP. So the only thing you need to know about it, the sum of infinite terms in a GP, like I said, we're not interested in the derivation and everything. We will just represent as S infinity. So if you add all these terms, AR power 1, AR square, and so on till infinity, this thing comes out to be A by 1 minus R. This result is valid for R less than 1. This thing, you should mark up the number there. So here A is your first term. R is nothing but the ratio of the nth term by n minus 1th term. Matlab, it's a ratio of second by first term, ratio of third by second term, and ratio of fourth by third term, and so on. I think note this down. You will need this to solve. You can put this down. Copy it down. Everyone, let's focus on the class. If there's any jokes or something going on, you can do that after the class. So let's right now focus on the class. Please take this stuff seriously. Let me give you more examples. But I hope people in the foundation, you guys remember this, right? I think this we did in the last but one class or something, but let's see. Quite a useful one. This thing does pop up at least multiple times in entire physics. Just a formula, A by 1 minus R. You should know this much. Let me try to give you some geometrical examples also that will make things more clear. Everyone copied? Can I go ahead? Sudiksha, clear with this? Ananya? Clear? So, example C. If you have a sequence like this, S of infinity, half, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 16, so on till infinity. This can be written as 1 by 2, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 2 cube, 1 by 2 power 4, so on till infinity. So A is the first term, so A is equal to half. R is the multiplying factor, so it is a ratio of the next term by the previous term. So that is 1 by 2 square by 1 by 2, which is half. Can you see every time it is getting multiplied by half? Now from the formula, S infinity is given by A by 1 minus R. So this is nothing but half by 1 minus half, which is actually 1. That means if you add all these terms, you actually get a 1. Now, how do you get this actually? See, you can interpret this geometrically. Listen to this thing. If you add all this sequence here, so even though there are infinite terms, the terms are becoming so small, they will end up to a finite value. So 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8, so on till infinity is 1. Look at this. I can prove this geometrically. Imagine we have a square. We have a square of side 1 meter. Okay. So what is the area of the square? 1 into 1, 1, right? Now see what we do. Let's cut the square into an half. So if you cut the square into an half, what is the area of each half? Half. If I cut the square again into one more half, what will be the area of this piece now?
1/4.
1/4. If I cut it again, then
1 by 8.
Again 1 by 16. Again 1 by 32. You all can see where it is going now. Now, if I add all these areas, so we cut the squares into half. So now if you try to add all these areas, you'll get half plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 16, so on till infinity. This must be nothing but area of the square. If you add all the pieces, you should get area of the square. And since the side of a square is 1 meter, this is 1 by 2, this is 1 by 4, and this is 1 by 8, and so on till infinity must be equal to 1. Does this make sense? Yeah, that's a geometrical proof there. Clear, everyone? Making sense? I can give you one more example like this.
Sir, can I ask a doubt?
Arya. Ask me, Arya.
Sir, for 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 8, 16, it's giving -2.
2, 4, 8, 16.
Yes.
I didn't get you what you're asking.
So like for the GP 2, 4, 8, 16 like that.
Greater than
No, R should be less than 1 here. Your multiplying factor is less than 1. You can't use this formula if R is greater than 1.
Sir, but like why will it give -2?
We need to talk to Max, sir. We are a physics class, everyone. Forgot. We are only interested in applications. The thing is, the formula was not derived in that way. Right? The whole derivation came out to be that way. For example, see. Everyone listen to this thing. This thing someone told me right when I was in school actually. Let's say A is equal to B, okay? Multiply both the sides with B. So A into B is equal to B square. Now subtract both the sides with A square. AB minus A square is B square minus A square. Now take out A common here, we'll get B minus A, and this will be B minus A into B plus A. B minus A will cancel, A is equal to B plus A. But I know A is equal to B, so A is equal to 2A, therefore 1 is equal to 2. There, I proved 1 is equal to 2.
How is that possible?
So that means I did some nonsense here. What did I do?
B minus will be 0, so 0 upon 0, it will come to infinity.
Yeah, so what did I know? This was a 0, this was a 0. I cancelled 2 zeros here. It's like writing 0 into 1 is equal to 0 into 5. Cancel 0, 0, therefore 1 is equal to 5. That's what I did. Getting it? So there, so you should understand there are limitations. You can't use it everything. So someone showed me this and said, "Dekho, 1 is equal to 2." And I was like, what? How the hell did you get 1 is equal to 2 there? But anyways, got this example? Got the formula? So I'll give you some things. Now you guys try to derive. So let's say S of infinity is 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 4 by 9 plus 8 by 27 and so on till infinity. Get me the answer for this. Just have to put it in the formula and you're done. Let's say we have a sequence which is sine 60 plus sine square 60, sine cube 60, so on till infinity by tan 30. So they can ask you like this also. I can bring trigonometry into this. Tan square 30, tan cube 30, and so on till infinity. What is the answer for this? So it's a ratio of 2 GPs. Five by six का square, 5 by 6 का cube. Yeah, just a matter of formulas there. So you need to get used to that a by 1 minus r thing. It does come few times, so we will need that. I think they will teach you this whole thing in maybe December or next year in Max. So, what is the first answer? First was easy. So in the first one, if you can see the sequence here. So here A is your first term, this is A. And you can see every time it is getting multiplied by 2 by 3. So R is 2 by 3. This was 2 by 3 ka square. This was 2 by 3 ka cube and so on. So your formula is A by 1 minus R. A is 1 and R is 1 minus 2 by 3. So that is 1 by 3. 3 goes up. Easy. This also. A is 5 by 6. R is also 5 by 6. So A by 1 minus R is 5 by 6 by 1 minus 5 by 6. This is 5. Get the B part.
So is my answer correct?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to check. Let's see. Even I don't remember the answers. What is the second one, everyone? We have to do two infinite GPs and then divide them. We have 3 minus root 3 by 2 minus root 3. Might be right, Arya. Gaurav also got the same answer. So we have Gaurav and Arya, both of you got the same answer. Second one might be right. 3 minus 3 root 2 by, I think it is right. Most of you are getting the same thing. Try. I'll give another 30 seconds, then I'll show you the B part. So let's look at the upper sequence first of all. So sine 60, sine square 60, so on till infinity. So this is A ka value is sine 60. R ka value is also sine 60. So this guy will be A by 1 minus R will be sine 60 by 1 minus sine 60. Yeah, numbers are not great. This is root 3 by 2 by 1 minus root 3 by 2. 2 will cancel. You'll get root 3 by 2 minus root 3. Similarly, tan 30 plus tan square 30, so on till infinity. So again, A is 1 by root 3. R is also tan 30, which is 1 by root 3. So put it in the formula A by 1 minus R, and this guy will be 1 by root 3 by 1 minus 1 by root 3. This will be 1 by root 3 minus 1. You are done. So just dump it here. So this is root 3 by 2 minus root 3. 1 by root 3 minus 1. It goes up. It gets multiplied. So you'll get 3 minus root 3 by 2 minus root 3. There. That's your answer. Check it out. Clear? Any doubts on this? There, it is just a formula substitution. But how do they ask you in applications? Let's see a question. They can ask this in resistors. Let's say we have a resistor here, resistors in series. And let's say the resistance values are something like 1 ohm, half ohm, 1 by 4 ohms, 1 by 8 ohm, and so on till infinity. This is how they'll ask you. No one will ask you find the sequence. It will be popped up in some other question. Or let's say resistance is in parallel. So on till infinity. So resistances will be something like 2 ohms, 4 ohm. Let's take again same thing. 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 4 ohms, and so on till infinity. Find R equivalent. Find the equivalent resistance. So we have series, infinite resistors in series, infinite resistors in parallel. Let's get them. Everyone knows the formula for series and parallel, right? Series का क्या formula था? R1 plus R2 plus R3. So that's it. Just add it up. It's a infinite GP. Parallel is 1 by R equivalent is 1 by R1, 1 by R2, 1 by R3. So yeah. Get this. I'll give you 2 minutes. It's an easy one. Yeah. Most of you are getting it right. Show you. So here we have it in series. So R equivalent will be 1 plus half plus 1 by 4 is 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 8 is 1 by 2 cube and so on. You can clearly see it's an infinite GP. So this is how they'll ask in a question. So you should figure out, boss, this is infinite GP. No one will tell you. So this is 1 and A is R is equal to half. So the formula is A by 1 minus R, which is 1 by 1 minus half, which is 2. Easy? Make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
And what about this guy? In parallel, the formula is 1 by R equivalent is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, so on. So 1 by R equivalent will be 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2. Again, you got the same sequence, 1 by 2 square and so on until infinity. But be careful here. This is 2. This is where people do a mistake. What you got is 1 by R equivalent. So R equivalent is half. Making sense? When you add all of them, you didn't get R equivalent. You got 1 by R equivalent. So in the exam, you'll have both the options, half and 2. People will write 2 and come. Is this clear, everyone? Clear, Sudiksha? Ananya, clear with this? Advait?
Yes, sir.
Tanishka? Prashant? Parini, clear with this? Trishi? Vanshika? Yashvi?
Yes, sir.
People are exhausted today. Normally in school, how long do you have the classes? 50 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. How long is your classes normally in school?
Sir, it used to be 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
45.
40 minutes and
10 minutes
and
teacher would take to come only. So like 30 minutes or 20
30
minutes.
minute का class and 20 minutes break.
टीचर चिल्लाते भी ना हम पे कि शोर क्यों मचा रहे हो ये वो तो उसमें भी और 10 मिनट चला जाता है.
Schools used to be fun, na?
Yes.
School is fun. You'll realize this. The next fun place is IIT or NIT or BITS. No, seriously. That's the next fun place. Let's see. Last one for the day. That word should have given you some energy now. Right? So we have a ball here, which is at a height of, let's say, some height h. So the ball is dropped from here. So ball is dropped from height h. It collides with the ground. So when this ball hits the ground, we know every time it doesn't come back to the same height. After hitting the ground, it bounces to 3/5 of the previous height. Meaning whatever was the previous height, uska 3/5. Every time the height becomes 3/5. Meaning this is how the diagram would have looked. This ball will come down, hit the ground, then it'll go up, it'll come down, it'll go up, it'll come down. So you getting how is the thing? Now, technically speaking, this ball will only go up and down on the same line. For you to understand, I'm drawing it little to the side. So this is high touch. So this ball will come, hit the ground. It will bounce back to a height, 3/5 of the height. So it will not go to the full height. Again, it will the ground, it will go to 3/5 of the previous height. So again, it will be less. Again, it will be less and less and less and less and less, so on. Find the total distance traveled by the ball. So eventually the ball stops. Find total distance traveled by the ball. Hmm. Nee, Arya, that is wrong. Samyak, you are right. Gaurav wrong. Aditi wrong. Arya, Shreyansh wrong. Devansh, you guys messed up something. I know what you did.
Didn't subtract
Anyone
the
didn't get
first
the
time.
question? Do it. Get me the new answer. Right, Arya, you got it.
Sir, is it 5h by 3?
You can type the answer in the chat box, Srihari. But that is not the answer anyways. That's not the answer. Ishman, you're right. Arya, you're right. Samyakta, you're right. Yeah, we have 3 right answers. Others, figure it out. Try. I'll give you a minute. And we have done this before in Foundation, so some of you are pretty fast. Nee, Advai, that is wrong. Yashvi, that is wrong. Remember, total distance traveled. Okay, there is a test like this. Nee, Ananya, that's not the answer. Nee, Retrishi, Haditi, that is not the answer. How did you guys get 7H, but? This is not 3/4, this is 3/5. I hope you can see that. I think you'll get 7H for 3/4, I guess. 9H by 2, nee, Gaurav.
I took it as 3/4 accident.
मुझे लग रहा था भाई, we got took 3/4. Aditi also took 3/4. That's why both of you got the same thing. Aditi and Rishi. Oh yeah, that is not the answer, right? You got the most dangerous answer out of all. Chalo, let's see. First thing, see, when this ball is falling here, understand one thing, it is falling H. Okay? Now when it bounces here, how much will it go? It will go to only 3/5H, right? But remember, it will also come back, na? So you have to add the distance. Did you do that? So every time it goes up and comes down, it will be double. You have to add it. But you don't do that for the first time. First time it is only 1H. Is that making sense? You have to double, but you don't double for the first one. Second time, how much will it be? Are.
So I applied the same thing, but
Let's see where will the calculations went wrong must be. This guy will be 3/5H square H. So again, while coming down, again it will be 3/5 ka square into H. Are you getting it? Every time 3/5 will get multiplied. Next time it will be 3/5 whole cube H. 3/5 whole cube H. Are you getting the sequence now? So every time the number 3/5 will get multiplied. So the total distance will be H plus 2 times 3H by 5 plus 2 times 3/5 square H plus, I think you took H square also, yeah. That is the thing, you got H extra. The H is out, no? Okay, fine. Then this is 2 into 3/5 whole cube into H and so on till infinity. So what I will do here, I'll take H here. I will take out 2H common here. I will get 3/5. I'll get 3/5 square and so on till you're getting the sequence. I will not include the first term because first term mein double nahi hua. So my infinite GP starts here. So in this sequence, A is 3/5. R is also 3/5. So the sum of the infinite terms, A by 1 minus R, will be 3/5 by 1 minus 3/5. That's 3 by 5 by 2 by 5. 5 will cancel, I get 3 by 2. So that whole sequence is actually 3 by 2. So this is h plus 2h into 3 by 2. 2 will cancel. I'll get how much is there? 4h. Please check your calculations where you messed up. So you don't take infinite GP for the full sequence. Infinite GP starts from the second term. The problem is the first term, right? You dropped it, na? So you had only 1h. You won't get 2h. Everyone got the mistake? So the reason most of you got 5h is because you took the initial also h extra. What if you take 6h by 5, 18h bit? But why will you take 6h by 5? Oh, you're multiplying 3 every time. But the first term, Vanshika, it won't be 6h by 5, right? What will be the summation? First is h. Next is 6h by 5. What will be the next one? 3 square, na? 9. Okay, 18h by 25. Fair enough. You should get the same thing. But what is your multiplying term every time, Vanshika, there? What is the multiplying factor? You have to divide, na? 18 by 25 by 6h by 5, which still comes out to be 3 by 5. Check it out once, you should still get it. Is this clear, everyone? There. So this is a bit of an infinite GP. You just need to know this much. You don't need to know more than this. The main thing is the formula. I just tried to show you applications. This is how they'll ask you. Clear with this? So there, trigonometry and infinite GP. So these are few basic stuff you should know. And we also have something called calculus. We will do that after vectors. So next class, when we catch up, right, we will start off with what we call vectors. That is our first chapter. That is also actually kind of max. But yeah, it is a little more pleasant. So we will start off with vectors in the next class. Okay, so this is one thing, and few things, right? We'll be having test series starting. That will we will start after 2 weeks. So first 2-3 weeks there'll be no test. I'll be giving you an access to a testing portal also. So you have to log in and everything. I'll explain you how that is done. You'll be also getting the material mostly by next week, right? And for reference books, meaning if you ask me, right, see, you can just stick to H.C. Verma. Concepts of Physics, you can buy them. It's a good book. You can find DC Pandey also. Understanding Physics. But frankly, if you ask me, don't buy anything now. Don't buy anything now, because go to your classes. In your classes also, they'll tell you to buy something, right? Then we will decide what to buy, because if you buy all the books, you'll just keep them there and you'll get overwhelmed. You'll think you have to do everything. You need not do so many books. You just need to do 2 books properly. We will discuss them. So don't worry about that. Let the classes let them tell you what to buy, and then we can discuss. Getting it doesn't matter which book you do. All books are similar only. But I want you to do 1 or 2 books properly. Those are few things there. Okay, so with that, we'll wrap up for the day. So we'll catch up again on Thursday at 8:30 as usual, right? So if you have any doubts or any queries, you can stay back and ask, or else you're free to leave. I'll send you these notes, and I'll also try to send you a small assignment so you can try that, and next class we can discuss that also. Okay, with that, we'll wrap up for the day. So if you have any doubts, anything, stay back and ask, or else you're free to leave. I'll be the last one to leave.